Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bottled Water Podcast. I'm Sven. I'm the host for today, and my co-host is Jan.
Hello, I'm Jan.
Yeah,
Hi.
good job. So,
Hey.
for today, we will be reviewing Chaudfontaine. It's a brand of water.
In our nondescript country.
Yes, in our nondescript country. I have still water, and I believe Jan has sparkling water to try.
Yes,
for today.
I have sparkling water, the true big boys drink, I suppose. Damn it, I said suppose. That's my stop word.
Yes, for those who don't know, Jan thinks he says "I suppose" too much.
Yes. I suppose I do.
I suppose so as well. So, by the end of this episode, I think we'll break Jan, and so he will never say "I suppose" again.
Jesus Christ.
It's just when you look out for it, you can't help but stop
Anyway,
saying
let's just move on to the water, get that out of the way with.
Let's
crack these boys open. Gotta say, I'm a fan of the redesign. Like, recently they did a redesign of
I see.
Chaudfontaine.
I have a new logo. It's now 2 drops of water going in opposite directions. Okay.
Very minimalist.
Oh god, they're going minimalist. Oh no!
Oh no! It says on the bottle that they have 60 years of experience.
Experience? What should you have?
Of natural filtration. So I hope it will taste good. We'll see. I'm pouring the water into my
yours will
minion
never
cup.
taste as good as mine because you have sparkling water. Ugh.
Sparkling water's nice, okay. Shut up, you baby. Okay, so who wants to taste first?
I already went.
Oh my god, it's just... it's kind of like the reverse of the first episode.
I guess that's what hosts do, apparently.
Yeah, they just sip their drinks without the permission of their co-hosts. Disgusting.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Filthy scum of the earth.
I'll also start drinking my water. So, what does the host think of his water?
I think it's... I think the taste is very similar to Evian, but the mouthfeel is quite different.
Okay, explain.
So, I think we said before in the previous episode that Evian really fills your mouth. It has a very rich feel. It really fills you up, I guess we could say. But this water, Chaudfontaine, doesn't really. It's more like the tap water. It's very...
So it's more
bland.
tap watery.
It's a bland taste. Yeah.
So you think it's less good? You don't think it's as good as...
You mean worse?
It's less good. I know my English, trust me.
Sure.
Because we're both from America, as we established before.
America. Heck yeah.
So you think it's worse in quality than Evian?
Yes, I would rate it lower.
You would rate it lower. I see. Anything...
What do we have for Evian? Because I want to remember
we
what
gave it like a 3.5 out of 5.
Okay. So I'll give Chaudfontaine a 3.
Okay. Anything else you want to, like, describe? Anything else that stands out for Chaudfontaine?
No, because as I said before, it's really bland. I mean, it's fine. It's still water. What do you expect?
But
it's just a bland taste. There aren't any really special things you pick up on in the taste.
No defining characteristics. Okay.
I don't think there are any, no.
Alright. Well, on to my review of the Big Boys Water Chaudfontaine Sparkling Edition. I think it's pretty good. Like, it's not like Spa, where the bubbles are a little bit too big, like they're a little bit too rough.
Too strong.
Too strong for little boy Jan. I think like
Little beta bitch.
Shut up. I think the bubbles in Chaudfontaine are really how would you say it? They're fine. They're nice. They're fine as in they're more subtle than Spa, for example. I continually use Spa as kind of like a reference point because that's like what I drink the most of when I'm sparkling water wise. It has a nice acidity. It has very fine bubbles. I like it. I would give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very good sparkling water. So yes, that's it for the water part of the episode. Now on to the whatever we want to talk about part of the episode.
Yes. I think you watched a show recently, Jan, that I recommended to you.
I finally, yes, did watch Loki. I succumbed to the Loki.
Succumb?
Is that a word, succumb?
Or I have succumbed. I don't know because I'm not a native English speaker.
No, it's the school system in English that in English.
English.
It's the school system in America that failed us. Let's say it's that.
Yeah.
Yes, we.
Society.
I have succumbed to the Loki. I have finally watched a recommended thing that Sven recommended to me, a recommendation, if you will. And I really liked it. I really liked it. It's some things are wacky, but it's a really nice watching experience. It's pleasant if you turn your brain off. If you turn your brain on, there's all sorts of things that are really weird, but we'll come to that later.
And don't add up. Yes, indeed.
That don't we will. Add up at all. But can you maybe give like a kind of rundown on Loki, if you will?
Right. So
because Sven is the comic book guy, if you didn't know,
or just the Marvel head.
Also DC heads, just like superhero head.
Just I'm the guy you go to if you want information on.
I'm the guy you go to when you want information.
Anything, really.
In the back alleys, you know.
Yeah, I'll give you a good deal. No. What do you want me to just explain the show or the character of Loki? I don't know what
can
you
you
want me
give
to do?
Can you give me and the listeners a quick rundown on the character of Loki and what
just the synopsis?
The synopsis and what the show is supposed to be. Yeah.
Okay, sure. So it starts off with the Loki from Endgame that escaped with the Tesseract.
Yeah, wait. Spoilers. Okay, go on.
Yeah, well, everyone and their grandma has seen Endgame, Jan.
Yeah, but I mean,
Come on.
Loki, spoilers.
Oh, yeah, sure. But if we go into the synopsis, they know. Listeners, yeah, be warned.
Be warned, spoilers. Go ahead.
So, but then he is arrested by a group of individuals who call themselves the TVA, the Time Variant Authority. And Loki is arrested because he does something, escaping with the Tesseract. He does something which is not allowed.
Which is not supposed to happen in the timeline.
To happen, yes. So apparently there is a sacred timeline that follows a strict and certain path, and if you stray from that exact path, you become a variant.
The time police will come for your ass. Yes.
Yep.
That's basically it.
And that's what happens to Loki.
Yep.
And he tries to escape and fails, and so we learn a little bit more about the world of the Time Variant Authority. And eventually he cuts a deal with one of their agents, Mobius, and Loki agrees to help the Time Variant Authority hunt another version of himself so he won't get killed, essentially.
Indeed. And Mobius, by the way, is portrayed by Owen Wilson. Wow.
That's the obligatory wow we say whenever we reference Owen Wilson.
You're supposed to do that, right? That's the thing that people do.
Yeah, that's the law.
Every time you mention Owen Wilson, you have to accompany it with a wow.
Wow.
Wow. But
Wow.
yeah, anyway, it's an interesting show. What do we want to say about it? What were your expectations for this show as like a comic book reader?
Right. So, if you know a little bit about Marvel comics, and especially whenever time travel is involved, you expect... Well, there are only certain people who are linked with time travel in the Marvel comics. You have, of course, Kang the Conqueror, who is a time-traveling despot who conquers places in time and space.
Yeah, it's all in the name. Yeah.
Yeah. You have Doctor Doom, who regularly uses his time travel pad. It's like a platform which travels through time. He did a few things. Actually, I don't know. Well, you have also the X-Men with Days of Future Past, but it's not a regular thing the X-Men do, travel through time and space. So really, there are only a few people who interact with time travel on the regular, and that includes Kang the Conqueror, especially Kang. So I expected him to show up
sooner or later. Yeah.
Yeah, or eventually lead to a certain confrontation, or they meet someone who will eventually become Kang or something like that. And I was right.
I was right. Well, yeah, what do you expect? They wanted to set up a big baddie, I think, for the next few movies, for the next phase, I guess they call it in the Marvel circle.
Yeah, they call it phases. Yeah.
It's not just a phase, Mom. It's Kang.
It's a Marvel phase. I am Kang the Conqueror. No.
And I'm not a phase.
Yeah. I'm not just a one-phase kind of guy.
No. Yeah. So they did establish Kang in the end. That was a nice thing they did in the...
Yes, especially because they also introduced the character of Renslayer, Judge Renslayer.
Judge Renslayer,
who in the comics is Ravonna Renslayer, the on-again, off-again girlfriend / wife / prisoner of Kang. So, you know...
Kind of sounds like the relationship Hades has with Persephone.
It's great.
It's great. It's
top-notch.
all fun and laughs.
It's all fun and games.
All fun and games
conquest
and
probably some marital issues.
And time travel.
That need to be addressed.
Yes.
Yep.
But anyway, that's the perspective that comic book reader Sven had. Didn't really know what to think when I was like going in, didn't really have any expectations, which might be a good thing. Didn't really expect Loki to be involved with time travel. Is that a thing that Loki does, Sven, in the comic books?
Not particularly. I mean, he travels around, but it's mostly
the
realm of Asgard. It's mostly in the realm of, the 9 realms or Asgard too. It's mostly involved with Thor, and Thor doesn't really time travel.
I see. Okay. So it's not a thing he really does, which makes it a refreshing Marvel thing. I like the show, like I said. It's a pleasant watch, but the time-traveling shenanigans don't make sense at all. I want the listeners to know I really like Doctor Who, and so I'm into time traveling and whatever, so I already have a basic notion of how these things are supposed to work. I'm an avid time traveler myself, as we all know. And
ooh boy, Jan has some opinions about how time travel works in Loki.
Yeah, after I was done, watching Loki, the last episode of Loki, at 4 a.m. or whatever it was, I wrote every time-traveling thing down, all my opinions down on, a whiteboard, because I was confused by how time travel was supposed to work in the series. I guess that was good time to get into it, unless you want to do something else first.
No, I think go ahead.
Okay, so I have a giant whiteboard here. I'm going to set it down very quietly so I don't cause myself a headache later when I'm editing the audio. And I'm gonna pick something up because something's falling from my shelf.
Oh god, yeah.
I know. So I basically created a timeline for everything that happens in the show. So now you have very heavy spoilers, so be warned. All the rest was actually pretty okay spoiler-wise.
Yeah, I know, I only
Gave the synopsis.
talked about episode 1,
Yeah,
really.
yeah,
That's
pretty
it.
much. But now we're going to get into the meat of it. Into the thick of it.
Boy.
To
the thick of it?
Yes. So, first, apparently, you had a bunch of multiverses which lived alongside each other but didn't interact with each other. That's right, Sven? Just a
Yes.
bunch of
I'm just
multiverses.
casually sometimes drop in a yes or a no or a uh-huh.
I mean, I need some confirmation from the expert on the topic, you know.
I'm not an expert, but yes, uh-huh.
I call this period in time the pre-contact multiverse because they haven't contacted each other just yet. Then you have contact, which happens in the, I think they said something ridiculous like the 31st century in the show. There were some
something, but it doesn't really. Time travel doesn't really matter in the multiverse war, I think. Because it's mostly about timelines interacting and not really traveling.
I just wanted
through
to
a
add
timeline.
a detail to sound smart, okay?
Oh, sorry.
Don't make me drop my facade of smartness. So,
I don't have to. You'll do that too.
You'll do that on your own. So you basically have a scientist guy who ends up becoming He Who Remains, which is a variant of Kang. You'll know what I'm talking about if you've watched the show. And he's a scientist guy, and he basically finds a way to interact with his other selves in the other timelines, in the other multiverses, or well, universes. I don't really know what the buzzwords are that I'm supposed to use.
It's a universe, but then when you have a whole group of them,
it's a
you get a
multiverse. Well, he can basically interact with himself from the other universes. So now you have the time period which I call contact multiverse. There's all kinds of universes interacting with each other, but
all kinds of shenanigans going on.
Yes, but unfortunately they don't sing Kumbaya together, so there ends up being a huge multiversal war, which I call the multiversal war. Yeah, it sounds nice.
Very original.
I know, right? So in that multiversal war, the variants of the scientist, do you know the scientist's name? I read up on him.
Nathaniel Richards.
Yes, Nathaniel Richards. I read up on him on the wiki, but I forgot his name, so thank you. So Mr. Richards...
I didn't even read up on the wiki.
No, well, you're a comic book reader. I'm not a comic book reader. Anyway...
Yeah.
Richards, who ends up becoming Kang and all of his other variants, ends up having a little war of his own with himself over all of the timeline/universes, and somehow all of the infinite possible universes get reduced to one, which is like a giant plot hole, in my opinion. After the
because we don't know what we know, he uses Alioth to
which is like a giant smoke mist guard dog monster thing.
But if Sylvie and Loki could, tame Alioth, only 2 people, then I think in the whole multiverse there could be beings strong enough to easily take on Alioth, right?
I mean, yeah, definitely.
So yeah, it's a bit of a discrepancy if they don't really explain it.
Yeah,
How they did it. They just said, "Yeah, we used that guy."
Yeah, they didn't really explain how Richards used Eliath to reduce infinity to 1.
Yeah, I mean, if they just said he created a device, because Nathaniel Richards, it's supposed to be like a genius,
big brain man.
So I take it as an explanation, but they had to use Eliath, and now it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't really make sense, yeah. So I have, yeah, the listeners can't really see my timeline that I drew up here, but I have pre-contact multiverse, contact multiverse, multiversal war, and just then a big old question mark with like a little arrow underneath it with like fucking an infinity symbol that just turns into 1. So apparently Richards, the words he used were he basically isolated this one timeline, which will become the sacred timeline, and that's where our story takes place. So the sacred timeline is... Well, can you explain what the sacred timeline is? I think you have a better understanding of it than I have.
Right, so my theory of it is, using all the explanation that the show gave us, it's just, He Who Remains picked a certain timeline and follows the path of the timeline it should take, because normally you have all kinds of things that go wrong and variants that show up, which happens eventually. You can't really stop it from happening. And if they go far enough, in a sense, if they are allowed to exist long enough, they go and creates its own timeline, because it strays far enough from the path of the sacred timeline. Kang, or He Who Remains, or Richards doesn't want that to happen, because he doesn't want any more of himself to show up in different timelines, so he created the Time Variant Authority to take the variants and kill them, or, dispose of them using Eliath at the end of time, or whatever. Kill them is fine, just kill them.
Not really kill them, more like transport them, kinda.
Yeah, I know, but Eliath kills him anyway, so...
Kill... I don't know what he does, he just munches on him. Yum, yum, yum.
I guess you could just shoot him, couldn't you? And then dispose of the body.
Would be funny that at the void, at the end of time, there's just one guy
with a guy with a shotgun.
Not even a shotgun, just like a fucking pistol that's like blam, next, blam.
Just a Desert Eagle, just sorry kid, you're next.
Just a guy that's like underpaid as hell. And he's just very bored and disinterested, and he's supposed to kill everyone that shows up. Must be a very awful job, but no, we have Eliath that eats everyone somehow.
I mean, it's more visual that way. So that's why the Time Variant Authority is there, and so for I don't know, a amount of time doesn't really matter at this point. So He Who Remains just does that for a very long time. Just sits back, relaxes with his I don't know, gin. I don't know what he has.
Apple.
I don't know if he drank alcohol. Apple, that's it. With his apple, just sucking on those apples.
Yum, yum, yum. Just drinking his Snapple, or eating. I don't know what a Snapple is. It's like a drink, right? Apple juice?
I think it's a drink.
Because I've seen those memes of those like Snapple caps with like those fake facts and stuff. I think it's a drink.
Yeah, no, I think it's a drink.
Yeah.
I think it's a
So
drink.
he's sitting there with his Capri Sun.
Never getting the little straw in, because it's always too damn difficult.
So he pokes a hole and he watches the entire timeline unfold. And
Yep. For eternity.
Well, not really for eternity. He just kind of waits until like Sylvia and Loki show up, and then he's like, "Yo,
the whole shebang happens."
Guys, you want to either take over my place, or you want to kill me and make an entire army of different Kangs, different versions of me show up? What you gonna do? The other versions are more dangerous than I am. I'm actually a pretty okay version of myself, if you ask me. Well, not the other
A
Mies.
pretty chill
But
dude.
yes, a pretty chill dude.
With my Snapple.
With a Capri Sun. I think Capri Sun that's funnier than Snapple IMO.
It is funnier, yeah.
So yeah, after a very very emotional fight scene between Loki and his female self, Sylvie, Sylvie kind of kicks him out of the citadel at the end of time. I was going to say house, but no.
It's more like a castle.
Well, the official name is Citadel at the end of time. I'm going to call it that. So Loki kind of gets kicked out and gets sent to the TVA. Wait, I think I discovered another plot hole now that I think about it. You know?
What is it?
Okay. You know how when we were talking about like our initial impressions, my initial impressions of Loki, and that we said that the TVA is supposedly out of the timeline. They're in their own pocket universe, right?
Yeah.
Then how do you have different versions of the TVA? Because at the end, Loki gets sent to another version of the TVA, right?
Well, isn't... Okay, we haven't... Well, it's not explained in the show.
Right.
It's a twist at the end of the season. So the current theory, my theory, is it's just the TVA, but in another universe.
Yeah.
But that could also not be the case.
Well, we don't really know where the TVA is situated, so...
Yeah, I thought maybe it'd just be outside of the time stream in a pocket dimension or something, or it's at the beginning of time.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Owen Wilson was at the beginning of time. Wow.
With his jet ski.
Yeah. But anyways, this mini-series has a knack of, like, just not explaining things. Like, there is...
Yeah, they just do things and you're not supposed to accept it.
Yeah, you're supposed to be a sheep-person, but we're not sheeple. At least I am not. I hope I'm not.
I kind of go with the flow. If you read enough comic books, you just start accepting things. I've seen a lot worse.
I've seen a lot in my time being on this earth. But yes, Earth. But basically, I also wanted to say something about the Sacred Timeline. I have some issues with the Sacred Timeline.
Sure.
Because what I understand of the Sacred Timeline is that it's one timeline that always branches off at random points, but when it branches off, in my opinion, it actually, how I understand time traveling, is that when it branches off, it has already created a different timeline. So you have already a bunch of different timelines that happen, and there isn't like one secret timeline. And then they say...
Yeah, well, the thing is, they never explain what the thing is behind why does a certain event, how does it create a different timeline?
Yeah, they didn't really explain that. And...
No, so we just have to accept that if it goes on long enough, it creates a different timeline, but they don't say why it takes a little bit of time and why not just instantly.
I mean, if you use basic human logic and facts and other buzzwords that Ben Shapiro uses...
I don't use any of those two things.
Well, then, even the tiniest difference in a timeline would create, like, a different timeline, right? Even Mobius, Owen Wilson, himself,
would think that,
mentioned that stepping on a leaf or stepping on a branch could create a different timeline. But it doesn't somehow. It's weird, and So we were thinking about it. Sven said that maybe the reset charges kind of do something with the timelines.
Yeah, what I always thought that the reset charges did was that the time between a variant, when a variant is created and when a timeline completely branches off and to create another timeline, is just a kind of limbo state where the damage to the timeline is not bad enough, and so it's kind of fixable.
But that sounds like
And
very arbitrary, right? Just
yeah, I
something.
know because they don't explain it.
Yeah.
So I always thought that the reset charges did the fixing to the timeline because the damage wasn't bad enough.
But
then once you uh,
yeah,
go over the threshold, then it doesn't matter. So the reset charges won't fix it because it's just the damage is done.
thing is, we don't even really know how the reset charges work.
I mean, it has the same
It has the same effect
visual
as like
effect,
the prune
as
sticks.
the prune.
The prune sticks. I like to say prune sticks.
But that, and some things do show up at the end of time, so you might think that different variant timelines all get squashed together at the end of time.
That's, by the way, just a different tangent I wanted to go on. This just reminds me of
Okay.
like Dark Souls 3, because like in Dark Souls 3, it's also like the game is set at basically the end of time or the end of the world where all of the timelines converge in on itself, I guess. And then you have like all of these structures collapsing in on itself, on themselves, and it reminded like the show Loki. If you go look at how the end of time is kind of like constructed, it kind of looks like Dark Souls, I guess, with how everything just comes together. But anyway, we were talking about Loki.
It's pretty cool.
Um,
Yeah. So they don't explain how it works. What you get from the show is that it works similar to pruning.
but pruning is
But
just
that doesn't
sending
make
someone
sense.
to the
Yeah,
end of time.
it's just sending material from one place to another.
They didn't ever explain if it maybe had like an effect on the timeline itself, if it healed it or something.
If they did, it's probably a throwaway line to explain it, air quotes explain it, because I don't remember it, so it's probably not that big of an explanation.
I think Loki's like said in a throwaway line that pruning gave the timeline time to heal, but that's also really vague too. From
Yeah.
what we understand, what we like objectively know, it just sends somebody to the end of time, and the reset charges have the same effect. So we're going out on a limb.
But just for matter
And-
on a bigger
and-
scale, not just people.
Yeah, you can like basically send the Titanic if it didn't sink, like to the end of time with a reset charge.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And the iceberg.
And the iceberg.
It's very important to send the iceberg too. Yeah.
The iceberg is actually a variant. Yes. So yeah, as you can see, as you can hear, the time traveling is very wacky and it isn't really explained. I think they just liked the aesthetic, and they did nail the aesthetic on the time traveling
It's pretty
thing.
cool.
Like I really liked how the TVA worked and the kind of bureaucracy aspect to it.
Yeah, it's like an office environment,
Yeah.
which is
Imagine like
a really big clash with the chaos of time travel. in
imagine like
general.
The Office set in the TVA. That would be so much more
Oh
interesting.
God.
What else did I want to say? Oh yeah, the TVA kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not good at their job,
Like
but it's been
an
established.
entire squad gets wiped out with like a bit of gasoline and a fire, and they're supposed to be very high-tech people from unknown time, probably the future.
I mean, Sylvie is a 7-year-old girl who can escape the TVA.
Yeah, they kind of suck.
That should show how bad they are at their job.
They're very bad.
It's a 7-year-old girl.
Yes.
I mean, you know, it's not supposed to be that difficult to catch a 7-year-old girl.
Well, what do we know about capturing children? Am I right, Sven?
Ah.
My lawyer.
I will neither confirm nor deny any knowledge I have on the capturing of minors.
Yes. Also, I just had like a tiny side note that I scribbled on my whiteboard, which was just ranting about which I used to rant about Thanos and why can't he just make twice the resources? Why you have to kill 1/2 of the population?
Well, can I spoil you for the new What If show?
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead. Well, also just prepare the listeners.
Oh yeah, sure. Viewers, beware. I will spoil
everything.
Marvel's What If, the new TV show. So in the newest episode, it's about T'Challa, who becomes Star-Lord instead of Peter Quill.
Mm-hmm.
And he convinces Thanos that it's a bad idea to kill half the population, and he joins the Ravagers with T'Challa as the leader.
Who are the Ravagers again? Are they?
It's the group. It's like Yondu, and it's when what Peter Quill was first a part of in the first Guardians.
Right. Okay, I remember.
Like the space pirates, kind of.
Yes. Okay.
And so Thanos joins the Ravagers as like a team member, with T'Challa as the leader. It's like, oh, so Thanos is kind of a pretty chill dude, just a bit genocidal. But that's it.
I think in the end, everything he needed was a hug.
Oh yeah, and we didn't see Gamora in the show, but Nebula was there. She's pretty cool too, and she has hair.
I see. Now that's very cool. But that still doesn't explain why he didn't just make twice the resources. I think either way, it's like a very bad idea to just mess around with the population of planets and stuff. Because we learned in history, because we're very smart boys,
yes, we
that
are.
If you kill half the population, they still have like a bunch of resources, and you can probably just expect like a baby boom, boy. Just like a lot more babies, a lot more people.
It's just, in general, it's a bad idea to mess with population.
Look,
it's
if
population
you
control.
really wiped half
just manufacturing
of the people,
population control in general, it'll probably go wrong.
Yes. Beware, China and India, we're coming for you.
Yeah, anytime the Chinese try to control the population size, or it went bad.
Yeah, but people didn't like that. But as I was saying, you probably the population boom would make it so that the fucking population is even bigger than before.
Yeah, that it was all in vain.
And
for Thanos did not foresee that twice the resource means twice the consummation.
And the thing is, even if you like double the resources, you'd still have like a lot more people. So either way, Thanos, just try to maybe pick a different career choice, man. You were doing fine as a Ravager.
Thanos is a bit of a silly goose.
Yeah, like I said, he just needs a hug, man. Poor little purple guy, purple Titan, Mad Titan.
You know what Thanos' real name is?
No.
In the comics, Thanos is a title or a name he chooses for himself. It's like, I don't know what a good metaphor is, like a funny joke, like his gamer tag.
It's kind of like Sven and his name. It's actually not his real name.
It's a title passed down from generation to generation for the past 6 eons.
Yep.
No. But his name that he was born with was Dion.
Dion kind of sounds like a D's or Ligma joke.
I want to Dion these nuts.
Oh boy. Case in point.
I mean, look at his chin. It's kind of a joke too.
Yeah, it's Look, Thanos knows that his life is kind of a joke, and he needs a hug. He just needs a hug.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So,
back to Loki.
Back to Loki. I don't really think we have a lot to add
No.
Yeah, I think that's our comic book talk for the day. But
Well,
Sven has something
not
prepared.
completely.
Yes.
Yeah. So we talked in the previous episode about how I would create a segment where I would tell Jan one truth and one lie about a weird thing that happened in comics. And Jan would have to guess, and if he's correct, he gets nothing. And if he's wrong, he gets also nothing.
No, I get honor and honor.
Status.
Yes. And all of the friends and glory I'd ever want in the world.
Yeah. Jan gets +1 cool point.
Yep.
Okay, so
I have an idea for the segment name. Because we were talking about it. Sven didn't really have a name, but I just came up with something.
No, I didn't.
What did you think about Spot the Variant? Because it's kind of like a variant timeline where it's different.
And a variant comic fact. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah. Because we're talking about Loki, and to kind of spoil you guys, Sven has prepared some Loki
facts. Yes, it all ties in with the discussion we had.
Yes, we're masterminds. We're actually they who remain, and we've actually written everything out in advance. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. We're cool. We're cool like that.
Yeah. So, in the Marvel comics, Loki and Doctor Strange have little rivalry. Both consider themselves to be the most powerful magician. But it's Loki who once actually had Strange's powers. In Doctor Strange, number 383, the Vishanti, the gods who give Doctor Strange his power, held a wizard tournament to decide the new Sorcerer Supreme. Due to some weird turn of events, it's Loki who actually wins the tournament, and he becomes the new Sorcerer Supreme, leaving Strange powerless. It was later revealed that Loki faked the whole tournament using his illusion magic and tricked Strange into giving his powers to Loki willingly.
Okay, so that's
the first.
That's the first. Okay,
fact.
Can we tackle them like one by one? Because I think I'd just die if I had to remember everything.
Yeah, sure.
Well, this sounds really believable in the comic book scheme of things, but I also know that Sven is a great writer, so it's gonna be a tough cookie, this one.
Okay. You want to dissect it some more, or?
Let me think. I think, honestly, that's something that could happen in, the comic books, just, Loki scheming. Speaking of Loki scheming, we didn't really see a lot of Loki scheming in Loki.
No, I mean, his scheme levels have really gone down the more movies you watch.
It kind of looks like he just is an impulsive liar now, and
yeah, he just does whatever.
And then in the end he just tries to justify it, but he kind of sucks. Yeah. Also, when he was fighting Sylvie. Sorry, we're going on a tangent. We're not so professional, but by episode 5 we'll have everything. We'll have our shit together.
Everything. We'll have it down.
We'll have it down. But anyway, in his fight against Sylvie, he also kind of sucked. In the first, the first time he met Sylvie. So
yeah, but I think it's because Sylvie had to fight her whole life basically to,
Yeah, but you kind of hope that he uses his magic more, or in that instance that he used his magic more, but he didn't. It just kind of got thrown around.
Maybe they didn't have really a budget for really big Loki things.
Maybe. I mean. Maybe, I think they did because, remember that time a moon crashed into a planet and all of the CGI?
Oh, well.
Oh, well, maybe that's where they poured all of their money into.
Yeah. Now, the second fact...
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
I thought we were going to tackle all of these things all one by one, so I want to... Put in.
Oh, should I read it again so you can?
No, I just want to lock in my answer because I think this one's true, and then at the end you can say whether it was true or not. That's a good idea.
Okay, well you can change your mind whenever when I continue to read the second fact. Okay?
All right, sounds good to me.
Sure. So we all saw the alligator Loki in the TV show Loki.
Mm-hmm.
this wasn't actually the first time the duplicitous trickster turned into a reptile. In Journey into Mystery, number 43, Loki turns himself into an alligator because he wants to break Donald Blake's cane, trapping Thor in the mortal form. And then it's a little explanation as to who Donald Blake is. So Thor used to change into the human Donald Blake so he could romance the human Jane Foster. And then Loki saw an opportunity to take his brother out permanently, and so he changed himself into the animal with the strongest bite to destroy the magical cane.
Okay, so, question. Can I, ask for extra information, or is that, too much to ask?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, when was this supposed to come out, this comic book?
Journey into Mystery,
Yes.
you mean? As in, it was, I think,
Because
a series in the 60s
Yeah,
or
I
the
can- I
70s.
can-
It
I
was
can-
like a really long time
I
ago.
can imagine this being a thing in the 60s, because it sounds like some Adam West level shit of wackiness.
Yeah, no, it's an older series. I purposely looked up some Loki shenanigans from ye olden days.
And how many of these facts are variant facts, question mark? How many stories did you prepare?
No, just two.
Just two. Oh, okay.
So one is true, one is false.
Oh, okay. Well, you picked some good facts, I guess, and you wrote a good thing, because it's kind of hard to to know which one's fake.
Well, thank you. And I guess I've done my job.
Maybe you should become the next Loki. Maybe you're a Loki variant.
Maybe I'm I'm as big of a trickster as that duplicitous god.
God of mischief, God of losing. Well, you see, I'm going to win this one. I don't actually know if
Sure.
I will. We'll see. So can you run back the first story to me?
The first one? I'll read them both again. So, in the Marvel comics, Loki and Doctor Strange have a little rivalry. Both consider themselves to be the most powerful magician, but it's Loki who once actually had Doctor Strange's powers. In Doctor Strange, number 383, the Vishanti, the gods who give Doctor Strange his power, held a wizard tournament to decide the new Sorcerer Supreme. Due to some weird turn of events, it's Loki who wins the tournament, and he becomes the new Sorcerer Supreme, leaving Strange powerless. It was later revealed that Loki faked the whole tournament using his illusion magic and tricked Strange into giving his powers to Loki willingly.
Okay.
That's the first fact.
You know,
The second one...
You know, I'm kind of a sucker for the wacky kind of 60s kind of things, because they're just funny.
Okay.
Like the shark repellents.
Well, I'll read it again.
So.
I'll read it again. So, we all saw the alligator Loki in the TV show Loki. This wasn't actually the first time the duplicitous trickster turned into a reptile. In Journey into Mystery, number 43, Loki turns himself into an alligator because he wants to break Donald Blake's cane, trapping Thor in the mortal form. Thor used to change into the human Donald Blake so he could romance the human Jane Foster. Loki saw an opportunity to take his brother out permanently, so he changed himself into the animal with the strongest bite to destroy the magic cane.
Okay. Well, let me figure this one out. Let me try to figure this one out. So I think the variants we saw in the show are actually based on real comic book things. Like, for example, Kid Loki could be a reference to Teen Loki, right? So.
Yep, that's a real.
Yes, that's a real thing.
Yep.
So it's entirely possible that fucking crocodile, Mr. Reptile Loki, was also a reference to a comic book thing. But it's entirely possible that you think that I'm going down that train of thought. So I don't really know. My gut feeling is telling me that the first one is real and the second one is fake. It's kind of hard to know, man. Let me think this one over. Let me pour myself another glass of water to think this one over.
I really need some thinking water to help me.
Thinking water, yes indeed. Pouring it now. Okay, finished the bottle. Poured it into my minion cup, because I have one.
Ooh, I just have a glass of water. Just regular ass glass.
A Verdi or a Hori, my friend?
Oh, I always like my Horis. It's a status symbol. It's just when you have a thick glass on the table.
Yeah, okay. Nice. Okay. First one seems like some comic book thing that could actually happen, but the second one also seems like a comic book thing that could actually happen. Thing is, I don't really know when, like, Thor became a comic book character, so it's possible that he wasn't even around in the 60s. So, like, I don't really know. You were right, Sven. You've broken me. It's hard. Okay.
All as I have planned. Nah.
Oh my god. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the second one is fake and the first story is real. The one with Doctor Strange is real. Okay.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer. I'm going to sip one more sip of water just to, I don't know, some drunken courage, you know, some Dutch courage.
Liquid courage.
Okay, yeah, that's my answer.
Well, little anticipation drum. Hit, Jan, you are correct.
Oh, wow. Damn, okay. Please explain what you did, God of Tricksters.
Right. So, it was actually really easy with the fake one, because, Thor has been around, I think, since the 50s. I think Jack Kirby did a lot of work in the 60s and the 70s, writing Journey into Misty or about the Norse gods like Thor and such. So he's been around for a very long time. So thinking about the TV show, how you just watched it, and then thinking, Loki turns himself into an animal. It's classic shtick. So alligator, working that out was really easy, because I knew Thor used to turn into Donald Blake with slamming his hammer on the ground, and that would turn into a cane. And then when Donald Blake used to slam his cane on the ground, he would turn back into Thor. That's a really iconic Thor thing from the 60s and 70s. So I knew Loki tried to turn into an alligator, just with his big jaws, crunching that old cane. Easy. The hard part was actually finding something in comics, in real comics, that happened. I didn't want to also pick something from that 60s, 70s-esque era, because that would be just two weird facts about the same era, and I didn't really want to do that. So I tried to go more recent, and then I found this little gem of Loki becoming the Sorcerer Supreme.
Well, yeah, that's
and I
nice.
thought
you did a really good job.
I know, yeah, it's very comic booky, and I thought, it's believable, of course, because it's very comic booky, but the other one is also that comic booky, but a little of an older era, so I thought, Jan might have a difficult time.
Well, I had a difficult time, but eventually I did do it, so give me my swag points.
Here, you have one swag point.
Yeah, I got my swag point. Thank you.
And when you lose the game, the next episode, you also lose your swag point.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Beware.
Okay.
And also, another fun fact that I learned searching this one up, Doctor Strange, when he loses his powers, he becomes a veterinarian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good on you, Doctor Strange. You be
Just
you.
saving those animals.
Aminals.
Yeah, and I think he gets a talking dog named Bones.
Of course he does, because it's comic books.
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
Yeah. So that was fun.
That was fun indeed, and surprisingly hard. Damn. Okay.
Well, thank you.
Well, you did a great job. I award you 1 respect token, which can be redeemed at your local
respect store.
Respect store. 1 respect token is enough for a chocolate chip brownie.
Make a fun joke, Jan. Come on.
No, you get a brownie. That's it.
Okay, fair enough.
It's like more useful than the swag points, not gonna lie.
No, swag points, as I said before, status.
Status symbol.
It does more in the long run.
Am I allowed to climb the economical ladder and become one of those, what do I want to become? Existential questions with Jan.
Oh God. Well, you can climb the economical ladder all you want, right? Until the class war.
Oh, okay. Okay, so how many swag points do I need to become an entrepreneur?
Oh, yeah, you got that down, baby. We're already entrepreneurs.
Selling water merch. Ah, boy.
Episode 5, guys.
Episode 5, guys. We'll have our own water merch. We'll sell our own water brand that'll taste like sewer water.
You can follow the link to the site Teespring with all our shirts and mugs.
Yeah.
And hats.
Yep.
And pillowcases, because why not?
Yeah, pillowcases are important, man. You gotta switch them out every once in a while. Yeah, just daily tip of life from Jan for you, our beloved listener. Alright, that was interesting. I really liked the segment. I think I should maybe come up with my own segment,
Yeah, maybe that'd be fun,
That'd be fun, too. Don't
have an idea or two about what you want to
do? I don't know, man. I thought maybe do the same for comic books, but the Japanese side of things. But
yes,
I don't know.
Show your weeaboo side.
Otaku. But no, I think that's a little bit too easy. I don't want to plagiarize your shtick.
I'll guess all the right and wrong ones.
Yes.
Because I'm a secret weeaboo.
A closeted weeaboo.
Well, I pretend I know nothing, but actually I'm an expert.
Actually, Sven has a body pillow on his bed right now. Actually, he's clutching it as we speak. A body pillow of whom's though? Question mark.
What's I don't know. I don't know enough about anime to make a fun joke.
That's what a closeted weeb would say.
Tony the Tiger.
I mean, come on, man.
From Frosted Flakes.
Come on, man. The stripes, they got me acting up. Oh, well, Sven is the closeted weeb. I'm apparently the closeted furry.
We all have our demons,
We all have our demons, our separate fights, our separate struggles or battles we fight. But yes, maybe I could be in charge of the mailbag things we do, message in a bottle once we get mails.
So maybe around episode 5 you'll have your own segment, Jan.
It's actually an excuse to never have to do anything for the podcast.
Except for editing
and uploading.
Maybe it's fine if you don't have your own. You have already enough work.
Oh, thank you, Sven. We actually didn't check our mail. Maybe we should do that.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We'll do it next episode.
Hell yeah.
No, but maybe if we want to go a little longer, I could have maybe 3 facts
If it's not enough, if it's not like too much work for you, then yeah, we can do
No,
that.
I actually think it's pretty fun coming up with those things because, the hard part is actually making it believable. But, I'll get it.
You're
If
a
this is
god
just my
of
forte,
tricksters.
I'm
You
already
can do
this
it.
good at the second episode. Maybe what about the third? I'm like a genius.
In the 5th episode, we'll just rob a bank.
Yeah, I'm just a god then.
Yeah. Join us in episode 5 to see Sven's life breakdown as he starts to believe that he's a god of sorts.
It just you need to have the biggest of brains to understand what I'm going through, Jan.
Episode 5 will be our Rick and Morty episode.
Oh god.
Oh god. Would be really funny if we like purposefully just skipped the number 5, just went straight to number 6. If we get there. Would be pretty funny.
We can't do our audience like that, Jan.
We can do our audience
build up
like
the
that.
anticipation,
But
and then just
imagine this: the build-up and the anticipation, but more of that. Maybe.
just anticipation in general.
Have you ever thought about cucking our audience?
All the time.
All the time. That's what I think about at night. Boy. Well, we'll see what we'll do with episode 5 once we get there. We're only on episode 2. And
yeah, we have time.
We've got time. No, we're busy people, Sven. Remember that running joke we had in episode 1?
We don't have time. But we do have...
We do have people working under us to make us have time sometimes when it's important enough. You can take it up with our secretary.
Interns.
Indeed.
Yes, our intern.
Yep. Wait, what was this joke about again?
I think we've gone too far.
We've gone too far. Well, if you guys want to send anything to us, like an email,
so Jan
money,
has something to do.
Stuff like that, your social security number,
the 5 last numbers on the back of your mom's credit card.
Aren't they supposed to be like 6 numbers though? I don't know these.
I only need 5.
He only needs 5. Wow, god of financial stuff, fiscal stuff.
Yes.
If you've got anything to send us, you can contact us through our business email, as YouTube calls it. It's bottledwaterpod@gmail.com. That's BOTTLEDWATERPOD@gmail.com, because we don't trust our listeners. Yeah. Anyway, got anything else to talk about? This was like, we've only talked about comic book stuff and like Loki so far, compared to like the first episode. It's like really focused on one subject.
Maybe we should continue just focusing on one subject, because we can do it.
We can do it.
Not that many tangents, I think.
I mean, I think it, like, the tangents are part of the charm, I mean,
that's true. It's not a real...
It's not a real podcast if you don't go on tangents.
If you don't have tangents.
If you don't go on tangents about, like, cryptocurrency,
Well, here we go. Time for crypto.
Crypto talk with Sven and Jan, true entrepreneurs. I mean, I don't even know, like, how crypto's doing right now. I guess I could check on my phone.
Crypto's killing me, man.
Oh. No, that's the COVID guy, my dude. Speaking of COVID, I don't want to get political, but get your vaccines. It's funny how that's a political thing now. Getting vaccinated.
Anything's political if you think really hard about it.
If you try hard enough, anything can be a political issue.
Well, just thinking about language and history, it's all about politics and who's in charge and who isn't.
Join us for our next episode where Sven explains how to overthrow the government and become a demigod.
No, really. Laws are just arbitrary rules set upon by the current socioeconomic dominant class and race in order to oppress the masses.
So what I didn't...
If you really think about it.
So what I didn't tell Sven was that the brownie he got with his respect token is actually a pod brownie. So that's...
You know, man, if you really think about it, nothing makes sense, and laws are just ideas.
If you really think about it, man, governments are just ideas, you know? Rules are there to be overthrown. Yeah.
Yeah, rules are meant to be broken, master.
Master?
Yeah, it's a prequel quote. Whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If we really think about it,
I thought you might get it.
We're
but
all
no,
Anakin
you
Skywalker. Yeah. Okay, let me find some crypto stories. Apparently,
no, we don't.
No. I found something already. This is my segment in the fucking episode. It's crypto talk.
Already had me dying. You really want to kill me?
Maybe I do. Maybe I want to find out what actually could kill you, because I've been trying over the past 3 years and nothing has been able to even slightly annoy you.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. BBC says that some hackers stole nearly $100 million in Japan in a crypto heist.
Oh,
that's
boy.
a lot of dollars. That's a lot of dolans.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about that?
Damn those Japanese hackers.
Can you maybe tell me who you used for the job, my dude? Kind of want to get in on the whole crypto thing. I mean,
oh no! You'd make a mess of the situation.
Look, now that I started the crypto talk segment, I kind of gotta get involved in the whole crypto world, you know.
Well, let's see how you do. We'll watch the podcast. We'll listen to it, and then round episode 5, maybe, if we think you've done enough of a good job understanding crypto, doing these segments, then maybe we'll talk again.
Well, maybe you'll have the chance to talk to a secretary.
Then I'll be dead by then.
Well, this persona of you will be dead by then. It'd be pretty funny if by episode 5 you had a sudden name change.
Yes, hello. My name is Quentin
Montgomery.
Montgomery, and I'm not the previous guest. No. You can hear it by my British accent.
I like how your cover is automatically Quentin Tarantino with a British accent.
Look, because you can't make up someone like Quentin. He's an absolute mad lad. He's just, you couldn't make it up. That's just how he is. It's how he rolls.
That's how he rolls. Okadoker. Okay, well, what else is going on? Forbes, tell me what's going on the crypto side of things.
Tell only me, Forbes.
Tell only me, Forbes, and the listeners.
Send it to, what was our email address again?
bottledwaterpod@gmail.com.
Yeah, Forbes, if you're listening.
And we know you are.
Yes, we know you are.
Send us some Ethereum, and maybe we'll call you out again. Do a shout out, you know? Apparently, a crypto winter happened. It started in 2018. Don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, I have no clue.
Apparently, one Bitcoin costs around $60,000. Jesus Christ!
Damn, I really should have gotten into Bitcoin.
Well, you always got a second chance, man. Just do some time traveling. Buy some Apple stocks while you're at it. Apparently all of the cryptocurrencies are just rising, and apparently people are just kind of scared that the bubble will burst or something like that. I mean, that has never happened before, right? A market crash?
No.
Financial crisis? I mean, who could even think of
Like
that?
last year, but no.
No.
Surely it won't happen again.
I mean, bro, we've learned from our mistakes by now, right? I mean, come on, Sven. Why did you have to withdraw your $200 million at that one fucking bank, man?
You know, it seemed like a smart idea at the time. It wasn't.
Didn't really work out. Apparently, physical money doesn't really exist, man. Apparently, it's just an abstract concept.
Yeah, like money is just it's a promise of worth.
It's a value
and a value.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a promise of value that isn't backed up by material possessions.
Anyway, guys, listen to an audiobook version of Homo Sapiens, because we know you guys don't like to read books. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like to read books.
Look, man, I'm just trying to get a sponsorship with
Audible. Yeah, sure. Yeah. If you want to read audiobooks...
Audible, man, they're amazing.
Yeah, I read audiobooks all the time using Audible.
I have never read an audiobook in my life, and I mean that, because I listen to them.
On Audible. No, if we actually get Audible to sponsors, that would be lit.
That'd be lit, bro. Then we'd be able to pay for a Thai food and stuff like that. I mean, imagine. Yeah, we're going to eat Thai food, guys. It's gonna be epic.
Yeah, Jan wants me to eat Thai food because I've never had it before.
Yeah.
And apparently that makes me an uncultured swine. So.
Well, I did say that, but I didn't mean it, okay?
Oh, that's nice.
No, bro, I didn't mean it. It's just I need to look nice on the podcast.
You just gotta try the pork.
Just gotta try the pork. I mean, I want to make you. I want to make you try. I want to let you try like the green curry. It doesn't have pork.
Let you try, yeah.
It has chicken and it tastes really good, and like the spring rolls.
Yeah, we'll see when we get there.
Hell yeah.
I'll just say whatever you point at on the menu, so I just take that and I'll be like, sure, Jan.
Join us next time for Food Talk, where I talk about food all of the time.
Well, I'll talk about, because I think when the third episode hits, we'll have eaten our Thai food, I think. So
unless like a catastrophic event occurs and it coincidentally just destroys all Thai foods in the Thai food places in the vicinity, in the area. That would be unfortunate, right, Sven?
Happened before.
I mean, if you only need to withdraw $200 million to make a financial crisis happen, what do you need for Thai food, man?
I think just $1 and some courage.
Oh, man. $1 and some courage does kind of sound like a show or like a movie. We should make that a movie, man.
$1. What would it be about?
$1 and some courage, man.
Fair enough. You sold me.
For $1. No, it kind of sounds like an interesting story about just like a guy at like a yard sale, and it tries to like, buy something for $1 and then sell it off for more, and then eventually gets like a mansion or something ridiculous like that.
So you start at $1 and then you have to trade up.
Yeah, bro.
With using your courage.
Yeah, bro. I mean,
okay.
That's
not a bad idea, actually, for a show.
That's what we'll do with our Patreon money, which we definitely have Patreon money.
Yeah, episode 5.
Episode 5.
Check out our OnlyFans.
Well, I mean, no, it's not sus anymore, because fucking OnlyFans is going to remove all of the porn on.
What a damn shame.
A damn shame. where will we get our income now?
My revenue streams are gone.
I had an account for each one of my toe, but what will I do now?
My real-life waifus.
Your toes? Are those your real-life waifus? Do you just have, like,
let's not get into it, young.
Toe?
The joke is dead, and so are you if you don't stop talking.
So is OnlyFans if, like, they'll remove all of the porn.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see. Kind of reminds me of Tumblr. I mean, Tumblr is still alive, if you want to call it that. I don't know what's going on Tumblr, to be honest.
I'm not on Tumblr.
Me neither. So definitely don't try to find us, because you'll find nothing.
I mean, you can try. You won't find us.
You won't find us. Yes, indeed. I kind of heard somewhere that they won't remove, like, photos of nude people, but they will remove the porn. So kind of sounds suspicious. Kind of sounds.
So where's the line?
Where's the line? Indeed.
What should we? I don't think we should get into it. What makes
porn?
What's the difference?
What's the difference between porn and art?
Tasteful art, and
why can't porn be art, man? I'm telling you. They rejected me at the art school. I tried to tell them the human body is beautiful. And that's why we should free the nipple. Sven, you should stop me when I go on these tangents, you know? You just keep digging. Keep digging, it's fine. That's what the host is supposed
I'm sorry.
to do.
Yeah, I should be more hosty. That was really insensitive to all people with bodies out there, so you should apologize.
Sorry, okay. I mean, I did kind of do a screw up when we launched our first episode, because the audio was kind of low. Like, you could still hear us if you cranked up your volume to the max, but it was kind of low, so we're going to try to make it louder this time around.
Yeah.
But yes,
that's what you will do.
Let me make an apology segment where I apologize for both of my
sins. At the end of every episode, we'll have a little bit of time left for Jan to just apologize for all the shit he did.
Okay, let me get into the mood. Oh, fuck, I don't have a dog. Fuck.
You have your bottle of water. You can just, pat a little bit of liquid under your eyes.
Oh, yeah, I could have some sparkling tears. Hell yeah.
The best kinds of tears.
Best kind of tears. Okay.
Well, actually, if you pour sparkling water in your eyes, would it make you cry because of the sparkling? Or is it only something you taste?
Are the tears only... Can you only taste the tears, or do you actually produce tears when you're drinking sparkling waters?
That's the real question.
That's the real question. Okay, let me...
For science.
Let me get into the apology mood.
Solve this.
Let me do it.
Sorry.
Look, Sven, it's very important to us to preserve our sense of
the integrity of our podcast.
And professionalism, and to show the listeners that we do have emotions when money is involved.
Yes, I understand completely. Take as long as you need. Within the time constraints we have placed upon ourselves, of course, yes.
We have made a severe...
Oh, no, you just don't put it on me. Just you did this.
I mean, I kind of need to shove the blame off of myself. That's true. That's what we do in the professional business we call apology videos. So we have made...
We here at the Bottled Water Podcast Production Team...
Incorporated TM.
Yep.
Have made a severe lapse in judgment. We have judged ourselves severely. And we have deemed ourselves not really up to standards. The standards that we place upon ourselves.
We're not just a brand. We're a family. And you don't give up on family.
And we have given up on our family, unfortunately. So that's why we need to repent for this very sinful act we have committed. So we'll try to give away,
regain our honor,
and give 1/80th of all of the revenue we make to some random sketchy fundraiser that it supposedly saves children somewhere. Somewhere. No, what we will do for our next apology video is just join a pump and dump scheme.
That'll show them.
Oh my god, imagine I have made a severe lapse in judgment. I have done something horrible, so to repent, I
want you to give me money.
I want you to give me money. Save the kids' coin, guys. Yes, I think that would be pretty funny. Anyway, where were...
Is that reference too old? Are we too old?
Are we too old? Are we withering away yet? Are we fossils of a bygone era?
I mean, in internet standards, that joke was a fossil.
I mean, yeah. Sven knows everything about being up to date on the internet, as we all know.
Oh yes, of course.
Indeed. I mean, he needs to be, otherwise, the FBI and the IRS will find him.
Check up on my revenue streams on the regular.
On the regular, indeed. Okay, where were we in our apology video?
I think we were done. I think we covered it almost.
Oh, no. We forgot to plug our merch, Sven, in our apology video.
Go ahead.
Anyway, you can go to Redbubble and Google on Redbubble Bottled Water Boys, and there you will find our apology on one of their many t-shirts. You can buy it in
limited time offer.
You can buy it in shrimp pink and baby blue. But those are all of the colors. We don't really make enough money to make any other shirts.
We don't make money in general.
Yeah.
Episode 5.
Don't actually Google fucking merch of us. We don't have any merch.
You won't find anything.
Yeah.
Same as Tumblr.
Don't try to find...
You may try.
Yeah.
But you won't like the results.
You won't like the results, indeed. Damn. Okay, we did go on a tangent there. Look, we're still us. We're not imposters. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, God. Just, the jokes you make, they're so interesting. They really show your age.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wasn't even making an Among Us joke, man. I was just using the...
Oh, weren't you?
I was just using the word imposter. Is that just, linked to Among Us to the end of time now?
I think a certain friend of ours really killed the word imposter.
Yeah, I think the internet did that too. But yes,
especially that certain friend.
Shout out to certain friend. You know who you are and what you did.
Yes. Yeah, you know what you did.
You know what you did, person.
Stop it with the terrible Among Us jokes. They're not funny.
Didn't laugh. And stop sending us fucking TikTok videos.
Are you just going to complain about the certain friend?
No, we're not calling them out. We're just making a cancellation video on them. So
they'll make an apology video.
Indeed. And that's how we will get views for both of our separate things, I guess. Right? That's how it works. Right?
Hashtag cancel certain friend.
Hashtags cancel indiscriminate person. Indiscriminate.
Yeah. Use it on Twitter, where we also are not present.
Where we also are not to be found, indeed. I don't really think we should start social media accounts. Apparently, It's really good to have, though, to promote your channel. Would be nice, I guess. I guess we'll see. I guess.
I think, if we do it, you'll be the one doing it.
Oh my God.
When you also handle, the fan mail in your own segment. So
look, I've already made an apology comment, man. I don't want to be the face of our brand.
We're not. You're not. I mean, I won't let you be. So
I
fine.
would give you the chance.
That would go horribly, horribly wrong.
I mean, you did say that I don't have a punchable face, so that's like a bonus to have, right?
I mean, most people don't have a punchable face.
Do you think? I've thought about...
I mean, in my opinion...
Maybe that's just a me problem, that I want to punch everyone that I meet.
Perhaps.
Ah, damn it. Ah.
Is that a good place to leave it off?
Maybe,
Just
maybe.
wanting to punch everyone.
Wanting to punch everyone. Anyway, guys, I just want to punch people. And that's our...
So, be careful if you see in real life. Because you won't know who he is, but he will punch you.
You will feel who I am.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So, thanks for listening to our
Bottled Water
second episode of the Bottled
2.
Water podcast.
Yep. Sven did a great job as a host, as always.
As this time. Yes, as per this time.
As per always. Indeed. So, send us money. Send us... What should they send us?
What, do you want something in particular, or just...
Look, I just want to be surprised, man.
Send us something surprising.
Yeah. No, actually, seriously though, if anyone's out there, friends, you know who you are, you know what you did, it would be nice to, get a letter. I want to do a segment. I am hyped. So yes, that would be very cool. Send us a message in a bottle. That's what I want to end the episode with. Okay.
Good.
Now, do your thing, host.
Until next time. Yes. Okay, shut up. So, until next time, listeners, when we will do another episode of the Bottled Water Podcast.
Bye-bye.
Bye.